Dr. Allan Hedberg. Hello, Doctor. How are you?
Yeah, good to be back.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Allan Hedberg, psychologist. Uh-oh.
Right.
So I'm going to warn you right now. Don't try to get into here. Okay, you are a author.
I am as well.
Okay,
yes.
as well as a psychologist. How long have you been a shrink?
Well, 40 years now.
Really?
40 years. So the books that I've been writing kind of accumulate from all the people I've seen and all the problems I've had to deal with. And
so you're using your patient stuff, putting it on paper, and then selling the books.
Well, hopefully
that's double dipping, you know.
Hopefully to help the next 40 years of people that could come along that need the help. That's right.
How many books have you written?
I've done 8, but 4 kind of for the general public, 4 for the professional community. So I've been writing regularly. Got another book coming out soon. So we just keep doing it.
Where'd you grow up at?
Chicago. Illinois. Not Illinois, but Illinois.
Well, I think I could say that. You know, my father played for the Chicago Cubs. Are you a fan?
Oh, absolutely. I used to go to their games all the time.
So you're from the north side?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I hear on the south side is a little different than the north side in Chicago.
It is. It's changed tremendously so.
Yeah. How did you make your way to California? What was her name?
No, actually, I came here because I wanted a small community. I wanted to be near the mountains.
You picked Fresno?
That's absolutely did.
All the way from Chicago?
I took 8 cities.
And
I compared them, contrasted them, and came here. I was down in L.A. and wanted to get out of all that
What other
traffic.
cities were you looking at?
Well, we looked at Minneapolis. We looked at Dallas. Looked at a lot of larger cities, medium-sized cities. But I wanted a smaller city, and we were only 300 when I came.
What year?
That was in 70.
Wow.
72.
1972.
So.
Oh my gosh.
So we've grown a little since then.
I remember in 1972, the first time I came to Fresno, we'd get my aunt and uncle lived way out at Shaw and Fowler. No, not Aunt Sandy. Okay.
That was country.
And we would get off the freeway at Shaw and 99, and it would feel like another whole trip just to get out to Clovis. It was horrible.
Yeah.
The Clovis Lakes was really a lake, and there.
But our growth has been good. It's been good people that have come. We have a good mixture of ethnic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. We have a mixture of educational backgrounds. This is a good melting pot.
Is this a good area for the psychologist?
It is.
A lot of people that need one?
It is.
Yeah?
You know, when I came in the 70s, I was the 3rd full-time psychologist in Fresno. There are 150 now. So you can see that we have not only a population to serve, but we have a lot of problems, particularly in our families. Our families are in trouble today. They needed a professional to kind of give them a little guidance and give them a little encouragement, a little structure, a little perspective on how to deal with the kids in their home.
Is this what the 4 books that you've written for the general public are about?
Right.
Family values?
For families, and in particular the one on Doctor Teaching Me to Parent. That's been one that's sold well, and it's been very helpful to people because parents are in trouble. How do you deal with kids that are in constant conflict? How do you deal with kids that are, have a mind of their own?
Bad kids don't come from bad parents?
Good kids come from good parents.
That's what I mean.
They do. And it's a parenting process.
It is.
Absolutely it is.
Okay, so we can't blame it on the kids. We got to blame it on the parents.
Well, kids also have a little contribution to play in this. You can't let them off the hook completely. But actually, you got to be a good parent today. Okay.
What does a good parent consist of? Firm but fair? That's how I do it.
There's a couple things. You got to have really a perspective on what you want in your home. How you want your home to be structured, how you want your home to be valued, how you want your home to be known. So what do you want as a family? Kind of a family value. And then you got to communicate that clearly to your family, and you have to back it up. You have to live it. The parents have to live the life you want your kids to live. You can't live one way and expect your kids to live a different way. You can't do that.
Right.
And you have to be able to respond to that and encourage that and portray it and then reinforce it and to tell them, thanks for doing what you just did because I like that. So parents that are clear and live a clear life and an honest life and one that is devoted to their kids, make it. You know, there's a research study done not too long ago showing that if parents work 80 hours a week, that's 2 parents full-time usually, those kids in that home are in trouble. If parents work 60 hours a week, combined, however they do that, those kids are a little bit at risk, but tend to make it pretty well. If parents are working 40 hours a week, those kids make it quite well.
My parents worked constantly when I was a kid. I had the key on the string around my neck and the whole thing.
Latchkey kid, we used to call you. That's right.
I was.
That's right.
I felt like we had a pretty good thing going.
Well, I mean, some kids do make it. But overall, the statistics show that those kids are in trouble and are going to be in trouble somehow.
So the parents should work less?
Yes.
Have less?
Yes. Isn't that amazing? You're going to devote your kids' time to your children. There's a time in your life as a parent, as a family, that you devote your time to your children. There's time before that for you, and there's time after that for you. But there's a time when you're raising your children that you better put them first. Otherwise, you put them at risk. It's a choice.
Risk of what, doctor?
Inappropriate behavior, bad results from bad behavior, trouble with the law, social troubles, lack of education.
So the
lack of a career orientation.
The Teach Me to Parent is 62 lessons in intentional parenting.
You got to think ahead. You have to plan it. And what I did in that particular book is show how parents can work with teachers, so you're a team, and how you can do homework with your children. Not schoolwork, but homework of family life, and how you can become a team so that you're working together. It is intentional. You can't just kind of come home and hope that the kids are going to be all right, going to take care of themselves. You got to give some thought to that.
The next book, Lessons from My Father, 77 many life lessons from dear old dad and historical fathers.
You know, what I found in talking, I gathered a lot of these adages and mottos that kids have grown up on. And what I find is 80% of the mottos and adages that kids grow up on come from their fathers. Mothers are not necessarily the ones that give us motivational statements. It comes from fathers.
Right.
So hence the title of the book, Lessons from My Father. But what I try to do is to take those adages and show how you can encourage your children and how you can use those mottos and adages yourself as a parent in raising your own children.
It's scary the first time you say something that your father said to your own children.
Yeah, but you guys up that way.
Oh my gosh, I've turned into my father.
Well, fathers do that. They always, repeat some kind of phrase, some kind of adage. They're motivational. They're intended to be inspirational, actually.
You want to hear one from my father?
Yes, I would.
We go to the grocery store and they say, "Would you like your bag your milk in a bag?" "Oh no, just keep it in the carton." You get it?
In the carton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You go back to talk about this. How's that? Well, tell me about some of the lessons you have in here.
Well, there's a lesson in there about keeping your act sharp. That's kind of keeping your mind focused, keeping your parenting skills focused, keeping your children in home and under your control so that you are able to handle the problems of the day and the pressures of the day that are on you. You got to be ready. That's what keeping your act sharp. You got to be ready for whatever comes your way. There's another motto of, rain comes in the life of every individual, but you can't learn to swim when the storm hits. You got to learn to swim before the storm hits in your life.
Be prepared.
You got to be prepared. You have to have the skills ahead of time. You have to give thought to that ahead of time. And when you do, you're ready. And kids then and parents work together as a team. So I've taken mottos like that and kind of created a way of helping parents think through their parenting, think through their skills of parenting, and how they can be an effective parent, actually.
It's not easy.
It isn't easy, and that's the problem. Today it's harder than it used to be. In 1972, when I started as a psychologist, it was a lot easier to be a parent.
Were the kids better then? Is that what you're saying?
I think they were.
Yeah?
I think they were. The pressures, the extra...
They didn't have so many things available to them.
That's the point.
Right? They didn't have video games.
The toys...
They weren't killing people.
That's right. And the influence, the media influence, was a lot different than it is today. Unfortunately, we have a media influence that stimulates children to think in ways that is contrary to their best interest and contrary to their educational future and their career future.
Being a parent, I can agree with just about everything you're saying. Hey, Father's Day is coming up.
Yes, it is. 2 good books for fathers.
I'm thinking so. Are these available?
You have a father, you have a grandfather, pick one of those things up. Lessons from My Father is good for an older father. They enjoy that because it's a little reminiscent for them. Doctor, Teach Me to Parent. Good for a young parent, good for a young father. Start out right, do it right, get it straight, do it well, and then reap the rewards thereafter.
Where do they find the books, Doctor?
Right from your bookcase.
Right from our bookcase, right here.
Right here.
Right here in Central
You got
Valley
it on
Talk.
your bookshelf, right?
Okay, great. Hey,
Just
Doctor,
call here.
thanks a lot for coming on. You come back again?
I will.
I hope so.
Yep.